Hey everybody, Ken Adams, co-founder and president of P2P Labs. I just wanted to take a quick moment out of my day and just get this down on video, something that happened today during my normal course of business and going through a prospect sales call and stuff like that. I find it really interesting what my prospect said to me during our call. So to lay it out, we were talking about new software as a service platforms and what it would look like, to move from one to another. Do you cap and grow? Do you use one platform for a different subset of customers? Offer different feature sets on the platform compared to your previous platform or current platform. We went back and forth on a number of things like that, just discussing the business aspects and the pain of changing to another platform or adding an additional platform, which all of us have been through at some point. Even if you were on the decision-making side, I'm sure at some point in your career you went through a change in CRM at the company you worked for, or some kind of process platform or HR platform, something like that. So we got down to it, and he really was talking about how he didn't want to go through the pain point of that, but his current vendor is making it really difficult to work with them. So here you have a customer who's been a customer, let's say since 2018-ish, 2019, somewhere in there, and they simply want to add some additional license space to the platform that they're using. Little bit different model. We're not talking about user seats or something like that. It's just capacity licenses, for the most part. Now, you would think that as a long-term customer that pays their bills on time, that's spending a good bit of money with the other vendor, that they would be willing to at least work out some kind of a deal, right? Just to keep the customer happy and continuing moving in an upward direction, right? So basically what happens is if he doesn't add more capacity to the license, he's kind of capped and can't go beyond a certain number of concurrent sessions on the platform without getting a fairly hefty charge for going over their sessions, right? So he asked the vendor, hey, can I just buy X amount of sessions? And you can even make it so over the next year, I have to meet a minimum amount of additional sessions that I have to purchase from you, etc. Instead of working with the customer, the other vendor had the audacity to be so stuck in the rigidness of their quota, I guess, or their process or procedures or whatever the sales manager laid out, that they literally told him, no, we're going to stick you to buying a minimum of X, which was 75 more than he needed. Uh, so I guess what that really struck to me today was, am I rigid in my sales process? Have I been rigid in my proposals and quotes and rigid with my current customers? Have I been, I would say, almost abrasive to my current customers? Or have I gone out of my way to make the business case? In this case, I'm one of the co-founders, so it's a little bit different. But in previous positions, I've had to make the business case as to why I want to sell additional services at X cost to an existing customer versus the new cost or new pricing schedule that was rolled down, from upper management. And this happens to us all the time in the industry, right? A company will get bought out, the new company comes in, they make all kinds of changes, or a new sales manager comes in and they set new expectations, new quotas, everything that goes with that. But again, let's go back to, do we really want to squeeze that juice out of our existing customer base Or do we want to work with them? Can we be less rigid? Can we open up the horizon a little bit and say, hey, listen, this guy's been a customer for a long time. So you, Mr. Manager, can you give me some, kudos here, some cookies here, something? Give me something to give back to this guy other than just say, no, this is the way it is, and this is what we're going to do, and we're not going to change from that. Listen, I understand the mentality of that. I do. I understand that there's an aspect of financial margins in that. Totally get that. But you're going to miss out on an opportunity to stick to your guns for that when your current customer was even willing to say, if you stretch this out over a year, I'll meet that expectation. But can we start over here? I don't get it. I don't understand why in certain aspects we've become so hard-nosed, I'll say. Like, why do we have to stick to our guns? Why don't we have more flexibility? As a salesperson, you know your business, you know your customers. So your sales leader should be listening to you because you're the one at the heartbeat, right? You're the feet on the street. You're the one making the calls every day. You're the one emailing. You're the one seeing the people at the trade shows. Your sales manager isn't. They might show up once in a while, sure, and you're on a call with them weekly or bi-weekly or however many times a week your sales managers want you to be on that call. So sales manager, let me end with this. If you're a sales manager listening to me, you might be mad, but you shouldn't be. Step back, take a look at how hard it is to keep that relationship with an existing customer, especially now. We have all kinds of race to the bottom pricing out there. It's not that difficult to go somewhere else. Sure, you think if they're on a past platform that it is hard, but honestly, with APIs and now AI and stuff like that, is it really that hard to switch from one platform to the other? So you're losing out on revenue. You're losing out on that additional margin that you would have had you have worked with your existing customer and actually came up with the program to meet your rigid minimums. So all I'm saying is have a little heart, work with your current customers. Don't always be going after the pie in the sky, guys. You can make up more revenue on your new customers. Be rigid when that's set. I get it. You have proposal and quota and other factors that you have to meet that come down from even higher than your sales manager. Totally understand. But let's have a little empathy. Let's be a little nicer to our current customer set, guys. After all, you're going to get most of your business from your current customers. It's a lot easier for me to farm them than it is to go out and find a new logo. Anyways, this is another rambling from an old telecom guy. I'd love to see some comments because I can be off the rails sometimes. So please comment on this post. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to, yeah, go back and forth with some banter on this. I think it would be fun actually, and maybe we'll even post some polls about this. Again, this is Ken Adams, co-founder and president of P2P Labs. Thanks for your time today.